Hello again. In this lesson, I will deal with walls and floors in Revit. The walls that I'm going to use for fiat project are simple walls. There is no special features to them. So from the imported DWG file, let's measure the thickness of the wall. From the Modify tab and Measure panel, click this icon. And this measures the distance between any two reference lines and measures the thickness. You can see the wall is 270 mm in thickness. From the Option panel, click Modify to go out of this command. Now let's create a wall with such thickness. From the Architecture tab and Build panel, click Wall. And from the Properties dialog box, you can select a wall with such thickness. If there is already 270 mm thick wall in the Properties dialog box, use that. But if there is none like mine, select any generic wall and click Edit Type to create a wall with such thickness. This opens the Type Property dialog box. The first thing you need to do as a good practice whenever you are here is to duplicate the starting wall and create your own from there. What will happen if I simply change the properties without duplicating? Well, all the walls with the same thickness in your project will be changed to a newly created wall, so be careful in such cases. And duplicate the wall before changing anything. From here, let's give it a name. And as usual, the name has to be descriptive. In this case, delete the number 2 and change the 300 to 270, because that's the wall thickness you are about to create. And change the value of the parameter to 270 mm from the structure parameter. Click Edit. And from the layers, you can see more settings of the wall. Well, first, if you are considering this as a wall, this will be your exterior side and the lower part will be your interior side. You can see this also from the preview. Go down here and hit preview to expand the dialog box. Now what if you want to add part for the plastering? Click insert in here to add part to the wall, but you can't see any update in the preview window. This is because this part actually don't have any thickness, so let's give it some. 25 mm will do. Now you can see it's on the exterior part of the wall. Let's do the same for the interior part. Hit insert and this will create a part above the core. So to bring it to the interior, select the part and hit down and give it a thickness the same as the previous one, 25 mm. Now one thing we need to fix is its total thickness. It should come out to be 270 mm, but ours is a bit larger because we already added the thickness for plastering. Well, the good thing about Revit is you can do your calculations inside it. To do that, select this value and enter a numerical calculation, but start with equal sign. The two values are the thickness of the plaster on both sides. Then hit enter, and Revit will give the value as such. In here you can give a name that tells you something about the part. For these two parts that we added, for example, I can choose finish. That's because this one is more descriptive. And you can notice in here I haven't yet assigned material to that part. Well, we will tackle this in the later videos, but for now let's click OK to finish the setting and click OK again to exit from the Type Properties dialog box. And from the Option panel or Properties dialog box, you can do on either of them. Indicate the height of the wall. Mine, I want it to go up to the first floor, so choose height in here, and from this choose first floor. And in order for you to see the 3D view, I will use a tiled window. So I will open my 3D view from the quick access toolbar and hit WT for the window tile. I will increase the size of my ground floor a bit and let's start tracing the wall. You can see I'm creating the wall, but it's not that visible. So to help you with that, let's change the visual style to shaded from the view control bar. Click. And when I do that, the walls I'm creating also covers the line work from AutoCAD. And to fix that again, select the imported AutoCAD file. And from the Properties dialog box, change the draw layer from the background to foreground. Now this is comfortable, I think. Let's continue creating our walls. Let me create that using the start and radius arc. But this is not working. You can notice this part is not like half circle. So in case like that, what I can do is choose Pick Line from the Draw panel, and from the Option panel change the location line to Finish Face Exterior. This is a wall center line by default, and click to the inside part of the wall. And this creates the weird part in here. To fix such joint problems, from the Modify tab and Geometry panel, click Wall Joints and choose the corner you want to fix. Click on the corner, and this gives you an option to fix in the Option panel. So choose one that fixed the problem. For me, I guess I want to square off the corners. So select the square off, and that solves it. Do the same with the other corner. I will finish this in time lapse now. I don't want to bore you with the same process, so enjoy watching. Whoa, this is really fast. Now I'm done with my ground walls. Let's create floors now. Our floor thickness is 200 mm. From the Architecture tab and Build panel, choose Floors, and this will take you to Sketch mode in Revit. Everything will be grayed out to give emphasis to the lines that you are about to sketch. As we did for the walls, let's create our floor from the Properties panel. Oh, I do have 200 mm thick slab. Okay, wait. But this is a beam and block. It's like a Revit slab, so let's create our own. Choose Generic Floor and hit Edit Type. First thing you need to do is to duplicate the type and give it a descriptive name, and hit Edit to change the value of the parameter. And change this to 0.2 for the floor thickness. Hit OK out of this one, and click OK to exit from the Type Property dialog box. Then from the Draw panel, I will choose Pick Line, and from the Property dialog box, I will choose the level I want to create this floor. So choose Ground Floor, and start creating. Remember, the first line that you create will determine the span direction, but no worries, you can change that later. The span direction determines the flow of materials and everything associated with this floor. To clean this, let's use Trim, and to change the span direction, hit Span Direction from the Draw panel and select the line you want span direction to be. Let's undo that. Finally, let's create the first floor slab as we did this one. After that, you can check out the progress in 3D. And you can see the walls in here are coming up to the upper level. And to fix that, select the walls with crossing selection, and from the Select panel, hit Filter. This will show you all the selected categories. So first, hit Check None, and select only the walls. And this again will activate the Modify panel. And from there, choose Attach Top Base, and select the floor. You want to bring your walls below, and this will fix the problem. In this tutorial, we have seen how to create walls and floors. And in the next, I will go a bit in depth about walls, and we will also see curtain walls in Revit. Lastly, as usual, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notification for upcoming tutorials. And if you have any question, you can post it in the comment section.